What's up, guys? It's PK Patel from Midwest Corporate Credit, where funding your business is our business. I'm here with the one and only Daniel Sittler, and today we discuss whether or not you should set up a home equity line of credit on your personal residence. So Dan, I got this client. She's a real estate investor, and she asked me if she should set up a home equity line of credit because her primary residence has built up a ton of equity due to appreciation in the recent years. Should she or shouldn't she?
Uh,
In your opinion, what do you think?
should.
She should. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. There's a lot of upsides and very few downsides.
What are some of the upsides? What do you think?
Well, it's got a payment that can't be beat. You have a low interest-only payment. Access to capital is very quick, and you only pay interest on the amount that you draw on. So if she takes the Heloc out and she doesn't have another deal for 6 months, no interest fees.
Cool. So it's like having money in the bank that you're not paying for,
Yeah, cash flow friendly. Yeah.
basically. Right on. So uh, I'm going to advise her to go ahead and do it. But now, what are some of the reasons why one would not want to set up a home equity line of credit?
Well, I mean, that's going to depend on what other, credit products you have in your arsenal. But the biggest drawback is that it reports to your personal credit, and it is revolving debt. So the higher it's utilized, the lower your scores go. And because it's collateralized by your house, so if your investment deal goes bad and you can't make the payment, then somebody's going to be making a deal out of you.
So you're basically betting the farm, right? In this case, betting the house on it. So this should be the last money that you draw, right? I mean, you better make sure that the deal that the funds that are going into from this HELOC is a solid deal that you're going to absolutely knock out of the park, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's risk tolerance is going to be a little different, but if it's between that and a personal credit card, the HELOC's probably going to, it's going to give you a much lower payment, so you're going to be much more cash flow positive, hopefully. But the only better solution is to set up business accounts that don't report. That way your scores don't go down, and that way your house stays nice and unsecured.
I had a friend, a corporate guy. He had a regular job, that he'd been at for 10, 15 years. And he had a coworker that was in foreclosure, but his coworker was too embarrassed to say anything to anybody, even though he knew this guy was a real estate investor on the side, right? So, like 3 or 4 days before this guy's house was gonna hit the auction block, he panics and he comes sheepishly to my friend and he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you. My house is in foreclosure." Turns out he had some equity, but it was too late to do anything about it because there were high legal fees and he couldn't catch up. The state of Illinois foreclosure process, his redemption period was up. So he had to bring cash to the table and pay off the loan. It was in that process. I mean, I don't know the legal side of things, but long story short, my friend was able to partner with him, purchase the house, and help someone from his family buy it back and split the equity with him in exchange for helping him out. And it's all because my friend had set up a home equity line of credit on his own house 2 years prior to that.
Yeah, because if you have 4 days until the auction, no bank's going to underwrite it in that time.
No, you can't get a loan. Yeah. And he lucked out because he just had a home equity line sitting there for 2 years not doing anything. Like, he had never drawn on this thing. He's super conservative. He'd never used it. He uses his own cash to invest, but then from that day forward, he understood the power of leverage. And I'm like, man, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So just remember, guys, there's a lot of pros, but the cons can absolutely bite you if you're not careful. So if you're able to get something on the business end, get that first, draw on it first, utilize it first. And your home equity line of credit should always be your last resort. Anything else?
Not today.
No?
Yeah, maybe next week.
Right on. All right, guys. We're out. If you enjoyed this video, share it with a friend. Make sure you subscribe to our channel while you're here.
Give us a thumbs up. I'm Dan Sittler.
I'm PK Patel. Thank you for watching.